The NBA All-Star Game isn't supposed to mean anything. It's supposed to be a break from the action, a celebration, a highlight reel with no real resistance. For years, it's been criticized for exactly that. No defense, no pride, just simply lack of effort. And it got to a point where it was simply unwatchable. And just as we thought it might be a lost cause, this year, something felt off. The game was different. Intensity was there. Anthony Edwards took over the game, making sure his squad wasn't going to lose on his way to an MVP. Victor Wembanyama was contesting shots like it was May and looking genuinely upset when he got eliminated.
He is so upset!
Players were actually giving out hard fouls to prevent easy buckets, something we had not seen in years. And if you were really paying attention, the All-Star Game revealed something big. The next generation doesn't see this as a vacation, they see it as a proving ground. And I'm not just talking about one exhibition in February. No, this is something way deeper. Something that changes the temperature of the league, because when young stars play this hard in a game that does not matter, it tells you exactly how they're going to treat games that do. It's not just entertainment, that's character. When we look back, the All-Star Game has always been a reflection of the league's culture. When it was hyper-competitive in the early 2000s, it mirrored rivalries that felt personal. When it became loose and collaborative, it reflected a league built on relationships and shared branding. In a day and age where social media thrives, the league felt more connected and friendly than ever. But this year didn't feel collaborative. It felt territorial. That's different. One of the players who changed the entire energy of the game was Anthony Edwards. He didn't treat this as a pickup game. He treated it as another opportunity to prove he's one of the best.
You want to be not just one of the best, you want to be the best.
Yeah.
How is this trophy a step towards that?
It's a step in the right direction.
And this right here is the exact mentality that changes the future of the NBA. This is the same player who went at KD in the playoffs, showing no regard for being the bad guy and not caring at all. He actually embraces it. Not to mention, Kevin Durant was his favorite player growing up, but it's all business for Ant. The same player who publicly said during Team USA's Olympic run that he's the truth.
Damn, I'm the truth.
He's saying the truth. He's saying the truth.
To the former president of the United States. The aura that comes off this man is truly one of a kind. He seeks confrontation. Even in an exhibition setting, he wanted to win something that most stars treat like a networking event. Just look at Jokic. He really did not want to be there. That isn't an accidental energy, that's identity. Even after Ant said he didn't think the intensity would change, Wemby sparked it.
I ain't gonna lie, Wemby set the tone. So it's hard not to match that. So shit, that what happened.
Victor Wembanyama's presence changes this conversation entirely because, in all honesty, he saved the NBA All-Star Game. Because when the most anticipated and generational prospect in 20 years plays hard in a meaningless game, it sends a message. And that message being that he truly cares and he wants to win. By any means necessary. No wishy-washing halfway in, halfway out. He is fully committed to winning and the team. Watch how he reacts to losses during the regular season. It truly impacts the guy. Heck, the dude was upset losing in an all-star game. Like, he was genuinely pissed off. He's visibly frustrated when he loses, but he immediately takes accountability in interviews. Victor Wembanyama is an all-business, no-nonsense kind of NBA player. And for a guy on pace to be the face of the NBA, that changes what the culture looks like. This was the very first bucket of the All-Star Game. Dudes posting up against the mismatch and getting a dunk. Playing no games, not showing off at all, the easiest basket you can get. And then on the very next possession, immediately spots up for three. And Wemby wanted it sooner. He was calling for Luka to give him the ball way before this even happened. It just kind of shows the mentality Wemby had in this game and has in general. He just wants to win and will do whatever it takes. And it's not just the All-Star Game. This is how Victor Wembanyama plays all of his outings. He invites the competition and doesn't care what anyone else thinks. Remember that situation with Chet? There was a lot of people comparing them, and for good reason. They both can shoot the three, handle the ball a little bit, and they're both superly freakish tall. But Wemby shut down those rumors, proving that he was the better player. Even after Chet tried to downplay this quote-unquote rivalry, Wemby ramped it up and just disrespected him straight up. He doesn't care what anyone else thinks, and he's going to prove that he's the better player. He has that dog mentality. The point is, Anthony Edwards and Victor Wembanyama both make things personal. and they kind of changed the whole mindset of the league because they're at the top of it. This isn't just about Ant and Wemby. Look at the young Oklahoma City Thunder, and when you actually overlook some of the fouls they may get away with, they play extremely physical and hard. And that's a mindset right there. They celebrate defensive stops, they feed off road crowds, and they close games like it's personal. But it's not just the loud, outgoing guys that are physical like this. Look at Shea. He's pretty reserved, yet he dominates in his own way. SGA is not going to scream at you or get in your face. He just dismantles you in the final 5 minutes when it matters most. He gets to his spots and he dominates. And this is just the trickle-down effect. There's a lot of players like this. Look at Tyrese Halliburton, young player in the league. He absolutely lives for the clutch moments and always rises to the occasion. We saw that extreme run in the playoffs last year. If he stayed healthy, who knows? They could have won the championship. It was one of the best clutch series of events we've seen ever in playoff history. And what's the common denominator in all of this? They seek this attention. They seek the competitiveness. There's a serious competitiveness creeping back into this league, and it's awesome to see. There was a recent stretch in the NBA where it felt super unified and very community driven. Summer workouts together, podcast appearances together, friendly mid-game conversations, laughing. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. It's great that these guys get along. I'm not saying that the era is soft because of it, but it was collaborative for sure. This collaboration doesn't build rivalries, however. Think about Kobe Bryant refusing to back down in all-star matchups, blocking LeBron when it came down to the last possession. Think about the Golden State Warriors versus Cleveland Cavaliers just about 10 years ago, where every finals possession carried visible tension.
It's bedlam here in Cleveland. Curry blocked by James.
You could feel the dislike for one another. You could feel the pride. That edge hasn't consistently defined the league in years. Back when guys like Kobe would make regular season games feel like Game 7 of the NBA Finals. The All-Star Game didn't just entertain this year, it exposed something. The next generation isn't interested in protecting friendships on the court. They grew up watching legacy debates. They grew up hearing the word soft attached to modern basketball. They grew up studying Kobe highlights and finals rivalries on YouTube. But instead of rejecting this standard, they're chasing after it, bringing trash talking and hard-nosed intensity and effort back to the game. Headlined by guys like Victor Wembanyama and Anthony Edwards, it also shows the importance of having these guys in the face of the league at the top. They have so much influence trickle down to the rest of the league. If the All-Star Game is a preview of what this generation values, then the playoffs are about to feel real different. More emotional, more confrontational, more intense. Not because the league told them to, but because they want it that way. And if that's true, the All-Star Game just revealed the beginning of something much bigger. A shift in how the game's played for the foreseeable future.